As we, across the country, and particularly in Vancouver, go higher and higher density, what can you say about these discussions, particularly in the architecture community, on building a taller wood building, a concrete building?
This higher density and higher rise trend is actually something that's happening across North America. I think Vancouver epitomizes it. It's a very focused and very clear here, but it's happening in Calgary, it's happening in Quebec City, it's happening in St. John's, Newfoundland. This is happening across the country for a number of economic and environmental reasons. So our future does include higher density, higher rise. And another thing that means is it often means mixed use. And the reason that matters is that you asked about the moisture effects earlier on buildings, but there's also issues of fire and sound. And when you mix uses of retail and residential, and office and retail and office and residential, you really have to worry about how we separate out those occupancies and maintain the independence of them from a fire and odor and sound point of view. So that's almost as important in terms of selecting systems and materials and arrangements as water is. But what we do know for sure is that as we go to higher density, as we go to higher rise, and as we go to multi-use, the demands on our buildings becomes higher. We have higher loads, we have to deal with more issues of seismic, more wind issues, and certainly lots more rain. As buildings get taller, they get wetter. And so we actually need to use higher performance assemblies, higher performance materials to be able to meet that growing demand. Back the days of building single-family homes with 20 feet side yards to the neighbor are pretty much gone in any major part of North America. And single-family homes, sprawling ranch bungalow with 20 feet to the neighbor, you could do almost anything. And the challenge has been that as we've built closer together, higher density, multi-story, mixed use, we've had to adapt and change our design. We've had to change materials, change the systems we use, how we test them, because it's more demanding. And so luckily, we have a lot of that knowledge in the industry. It's there. We haven't yet transitioned all trades and all design over to thinking about it that way. If we go to look at Europe, where they've had this higher density situation for quite some time, they've made some pretty deliberate choices about what technologies they follow to get that higher strength, better fire, better sound, more moisture tolerance. And we're in the midst of that transition. So as in the next few decades, but certainly starting right today, I think every design has to ask that question, is when we move to a higher density site, a lot of things change. Not just the materials and the assemblies, even the construction technologies have to change to accommodate that. And it's a natural human thing that we're going to keep doing what we're doing until we run into problems. And well, we're starting to run into problems by trying to deploy single-family housing technologies and trades into four-story buildings, and we have to be careful about doing things like that.